You are listening to PWNcast, and it's our fourth show!
Okay, I'm gonna hook you in the super.
Welcome back, fellow WoW addicts. You're listening to PWNcast. I am your host, Eli, speaking to you from Denver, Colorado. It is May 10th in patch 5.4.7. Olivia sits down with Ian Hazakostas. New episode of The Choppers. WoD gets over 1 million pre-orders. It loses 200,000 subs. Siege changes in 6.0. I brought the Honey Badgers with me. My brother from the same mother, Fries of the Mage. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Eli? Well, just came back from taking our mother out to Woody's Pizza.
Yes, that was awesome.
That's what she wanted to go, so we said, all right, pizza it is. That's not a problem. I am fat, so pizza was definitely on the menu at all times. So it went great today. Back to playing WoW, and ready to start talking about World of Warcraft. Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Right on. That's awesome. Right on. And the medic who stands in the fire while healing, Mass Medic. What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Not much, I'm chillaxing, going through life as a mystical valley of pain and sorrow.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I tried healing the other night. I cried. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to jump right back into that saddle. Anywho, let's move on to the next person.
Right on. And the Tauren who drank Cairn under the table and killed him, the Beefy Spamburger.
That's my uncle you're talking about.
What's up?
I get personal when you start making cow jokes, man. I take it personal.
Oh my God.
Did you know that Tauren is an acronym for the word nature? I bet you didn't know that. Tauren, Nature, nature, Tauren. Facts you didn't know about your favorite game that you've been playing for 10 years.
Oh, so I spelled it wrong.
Tauren, Nature. Get it? Same letters scrambled around.
Well, I know they're...
Oh,
that's cool, right?
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
My mind.
Yeah, mind officially blown. And this week we have an amazing guest with us from the Facebook page, Girls Who Play WoW, and former admin of the Horde page on Facebook, Bredora Songsora. What's up?
Not much, just chilling.
Chilling and listening to us crazy guys trying to get our act together. My goodness.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, welcome to the show. Let's jump into this, guys. Olivia sits down with Ian Hazakostas. Oh, wait, before we do that, let's jump into our WoW week. Let's start with you, Friza. What'd you do this week?
This week? I guess I went to work. I didn't really get online this week. I am going to get more active now. I'm still really waiting for the new expansion to come out. And so I think I'm just going to come in and out of the game here and there and maybe do more world exploring and try to get some achievements and more mounts. But I think I'm not going to do much of the gameplay until the next expansion comes out, and then I'm going to be hardcore again. 2 years.
Ah, okay. Now's the what do they call it? The lull period where you get all the stuff done that you've never got done.
Basically, I'm going to go do my laundry. So.
Oh, and work on archaeology.
No, not that.
That's not
not
funny.
Yet.
It's not funny.
I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. So.
How about you, Mass? What did you do this week?
This week I have accomplished a great deal of things. Yeah, like I said earlier, I tried to heal. I cried. My name is Mass Medic. Yes, I am a healer. I was a healer back in the day, and I was awesome at it. But since the evolution of looking for raid, I feel as there should be a league for all the special people who believe standing in the fire is when people are healing. I think they need to be sent to their own little private realm.
Heal them.
like a ranking, you get ranked.
Yeah, there should be a stupidity rank. Like, seriously. Like,
well, who's the judge?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they haven't implemented that. Right on. How about you, Bamberger?
I've taken it upon myself to try to get on my tune more because I've been doing so much social networking that I haven't had time to play. So I've been trying to get through all my dailies, and as you know, I took the plunge for the quote free level 90. So I've got an extra tune to play with now. So I've been moving a lot of druid buttons around from one side of the screen to the other. Those druids get a lot of buttons, man. A lot of buttons.
That's something they're going to work on in the next patch. It's going to be the next expansion, the button bloat.
Yeah. No, the druid brings it to a whole nother level. It really does. Every time you shapeshift, you get a whole nother set of buttons, and then you go speak to your trainer, and he says, "Would you like dual specialization?" And you're like, "Sure." And he's like, "Have some more buttons, man." So yeah, I've done a lot of button placement in World of Warcraft this week.
Oh, right on. Okay, and our guest, Bradora, what did you do?
Well, I, for the first time since January, got on my Paladin, and I ended up inheriting the guild she's in because my guild master has been AFK. Tried LFR as a healer. That I'm not going to speak of it. It was just no.
So now you know how I feel. Good. Thank God. I'm not alone in this pitiful world.
Pally heals. I know how Pally heals feel. I can talk about that one too,
yeah.
Right on.
And then just kind of...
Anything else?
Kind of just spending a lot of time kind of AFK, more derping around on my Death Knight trying to find role-playing people.
Ooh, you're a role player.
Yes.
Oh, it's awesome. We're going to have to talk about that.
Right?
Weren't you out in like Encourage last night for some reason?
I was out in Encourage last night just to do old content. I was bored. I did Encourage.
That's good stuff. I remember doing it when it was like new.
Yeah,
stuff.
Don't get Bamberger started. He'll be like,
back in
my Entourage was like the bomb. He will. Don't get him started. For me this week, I farmed. I didn't get to raid because it didn't work out. I had too many stuff going on in real life, so that's a bummer. I did a lot of PvP with my monk healer, and I got some gear, and it's really interesting doing monk healing. I love it. So I got a lot of experience doing that, having fun, gearing up my monk, even though I know it's practically pointless since the next expansion is going to be out within, 6 months or so. So anyway, everything's going to change, but I'm doing it anyway just to get excited about monk healing in PvP, because that's kind of the direction I want to go. But that's pretty much all I did, and I could use some living steel. I've been trying to bribe people like crazy to make it for me, and they just won't do it because it's a daily cooldown for them.
He gets one a day from me. That's about as good as it gets in my.
Right, and I need like, oh gosh, I need like 60 of them. If I could get 60 of those things, I could make everybody some sky golems because I have the other mats. So I'm kind of just waiting on. Yeah, I literally can make every one of you guys a sky golem right now if I had the living steel. So that's all that's going on for me.
On that living steel.
It's a daily thing. You can only make one a day.
Okay.
Per person. So it'd be nice if I had some other people making it for me, but no, it's all good. All right, let's get down to the interview. Olivia D. Grace sits down with Ian Hazakostas. She's with Wowhead, and they sit down and they talk about PvE in Warlords of Draenor. So, did you guys watch it? What do you guys think?
Cricket.
Wow. Really?
I watched it 3 times. But
straight up.
I mean,
okay.
I've got too many windows.
Chime in there.
I felt it was very
very first thing they talked about was what we were talking about last week, the changing of the names from LFR and Flex to normal, and what is it? Normal becomes heroic now, and heroic becomes mythic now. But it's basically the same thing. There's still 3 different tiers of like leveling up through like I get to 90, I'm 90 with extra armor, I'm 90 with extra armor that's blue, Right. There's still like 3, he talked about 3 levels of epic armor, and how, I think he said in the next expansion that the armor would have more pop depending on how difficult it was to get, and it wouldn't just be that color change as it was in Mists of Pandaria.
No, it's complete. Did you guys see the armor sets? I think I posted them on our Facebook page.
You know what? I've heard through the grapevine that the one that everyone's drooling over is the warrior armor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, it's like these I don't know. Do you remember that death wheel when you're fighting Garrosh that kind of like goes by that engineering wheel? They kind of like put those in his shoulders, and they're just like spinning and making sparks.
Wow.
It's amazing. You guys have to see it. Oh, dude, I'm drooling. I wanted to create a warrior just because I saw that armor.
I have one. I'll sell them to you.
So basically what they're saying is that the LFR level, I guess that's going to be normal now. The kind of entry level raid content at the end of the game is going to drop much more frequent armor drops, but you're not going to get set pieces.
Right, and those really crazy trinkets, he said. Those trinkets that are like really, really good. You're not going to get any of those either.
Wow.
I'm okay with that. I mean, they're saying that they're going to like double the drop rate, so that's going to help people get the item level, which seems to be the unfair standard that people are making people live up to, is item level right now. So since everyone's using that as the litmus, then why not make it easier to get that item level up? It seems to make sense to me.
Yeah, it does.
Exactly.
As usual, I'm always happy to see that they're doing work on what, I mean, they get paid lots more money than I do to think about this stuff, so I'm very happy to see progress moving forward. They're trying to get people's item level up so that they can get into the heroic level dungeons. I'm okay with that.
Right. Did you guys see how Garrosh is going to be dropping the heirlooms 100% right when 6.0 drops? And that's only going to be from Flex, I think, from Flex, Normal, and Heroic. So, but the moment you go into WAD, it's over. You have to remain right at 90.
What?
The moment you go into WAD, you're done.
What?
You're not going to get a drop. You have to stay and do this and get it done and get your heirlooms. If you start leveling up, you're not going to be eligible.
Wow.
What about your alt that's still on the same server? If I bring my main into Warlord's Draenor?
No, it's fine. He can go. But if you want to, on that specific tune, if he hasn't got any heirlooms yet, you have to run it right then and there. And then, come on, who's going to do that? Everybody's going to be like, no, I want to go to WAD.
I'll do it if they're going to make it 100% drop. Okay,
it's 100%.
Go on.
Yes,
let's do it.
Yes, let's do a flex.
Easy.
Right.
I'm down.
And get it for all your tunes. Yeah, I'm totally down because I'm looking at it and I want that staff so bad.
I like to talk about the new raids. They're going to make it possible to skip certain bosses.
Yes.
That's awesome. Now hold on.
I got something.
In this one, I was scared when they were saying it because I thought it was going to be like now when you go into like an Alifar and everybody goes in there and they all kill the first boss and then you have 20 people quit, and it's going to kind of eliminate that now. But my question is though, is anybody, like, is there going to be a queue for that boss? I'm not understanding that. Is there going to be a queue for that boss?
I think what they're saying, he kept referring during the article to Naxxramas, which is like a 4-wing structure,
right?
Like a north, south, east, west wing. And he said something about like attunement crystals, which I think is a key of some sort that lets you, he said something about like after you've beaten that boss 3 or more times or something like that, you become attuned to that quadrant of the dungeon, and then you could just like touch the attunement crystal and just be like, okay, we're done with this. We don't have to do it again tonight. We're going to pass that content for this week's lockout, I guess.
Right, and if your tune has that skip and nobody else does, they can all benefit from your skip.
That's what he seemed to be implying, yes.
So then you have to go there with your friends.
If you have a friend that's done
you're probably
more raids in that, but who doesn't? I mean,
I really wanted this for Darumu. I hate Darumu.
Oh man,
I can't stand that guy. I die every time. I die every time.
Preach it, brother. That's the good stuff.
Yeah. Do you see what I do there? I'm watching you.
You know what's crazy? As I'm traumatized. This game has traumatized me. And I was working, and I was sledgehammering on this bearing, and I was hitting the bearing into the eye. And all of a sudden, the thing that popped into my brain is, "Break yourselves upon my body."
Feel the strength of the earth.
And I'm sitting there, and everyone's working around me, and they don't know that I'm nerding out. And I'm hitting this bearing in. They're thinking I'm focused. I'm not focusing at all. I'm thinking of World of Warcraft. I'm thinking of these bosses that traumatized me in my sleep. And that's what goes on in my daily life.
I forget the name of that boss.
I don't know.
He was great.
I remember that.
That was Cataclysm.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was like break the bearing in. I was like, break.
It was one of the dungeons. It wasn't even a raid.
Yes, he was hard on heroic, but yeah, that was
a lot of people's biggest complaint about Cataclysm is what you just said. It was hard on heroic, man.
Yep. And apparently they're going to be doing that now. These heroic dungeons are going to be a lot harder.
Here's what it says. It says heroic gear in the dungeons will basically eliminate the whole. So if you hate Alifar, you will never have to go to Alifar again. You just stay in the heroic dungeons.
I need a small applause.
I'm not going to applaud for that because I'm an
Alifar
junkie.
I love it. I'm going to be in dungeons forever. I'm never going to enter an Alifar and start going insane and raise my blood pressure.
But don't you know that like heroic dungeons are the new LFR? That's what I've been beating my head against the wall against for the last 6 months.
Well, the heroic dungeons now are super easy.
It's heroic raids now. Heroic raids are the new LFR.
It's only going to drop one piece of LFR gear.
I can't wait for another South Park episode to come out.
That would be cool. A little off topic, but that would be cool.
You said there's a new one out?
I was saying, I can't wait for them to make another episode about WoW.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh, I thought you were serious now. I was about to, go crazy. Never mind.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So my whole debacle about this is, let's go back to the whole skip boss thing. I thought that it is a cool feature, but it kind of dims down the raid. Because when you have a hard boss and it takes skill to get past something, you kind of lose that achievement feeling that you get, I just nailed that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it also takes a lot of time off the game that you don't have to spend trying to get to that boss. I mean, how many weeks have you been to a raid and you go to a normal raid and you only get the first two bosses and they never get to the third boss, everyone goes to bed, you missed out, and you wasted 3-4 hours of your time.
Right. I want to know what Bradora has to say about this since she's so quiet.
Just kind of all these changes in general, or what?
The ones we're talking about right now.
I mean, I have to kind of agree skipping the boss. I mean, you kind of lose that, yay, we did it sort of thing, but at the same time, people have lives outside the game, contrary to popular belief.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Preach it.
And so it's just because I'm doing school full time, so I don't have time to be sitting at a boss and crying because we can't get past it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it kind of has its ups and downs. It really depends on how you look at it. Like, if you're a hardcore raider and you just don't want to skip bosses ever, more power to you. But for those who kind of have a schedule they kind of need to go through, it's kind of convenient that way.
Right. Plus, how many bosses do we have to do where, like, at the very first part of the wing, everybody has all the gear from that boss, and nobody needs any of that gear. And it's like, why are we banging our heads against these guys, wasting an hour when we don't need anything from these guys? We can just skip them all and go to the gear check guy, the guy we really need the gear from.
My take on it is, I agree. I want to get that yay feeling that you're talking about, but I don't need to get that yay feeling from the same first boss again and again and again when I could be getting the yay feeling from the latter boss that actually has a drop for me. I would rather spend my time more efficiently, and he's talking about opening keys that open locks that make us not have to repeat content. Because this is the biggest complaint for me. I mean, I've done Siege of Agrumar LFR, I've done Siege of Agrumar Flexible, I'm doing Siege of Agrumar Normal, and when I'm done, guess what I have to look forward to?
Heroic.
I'm going to do Siege of Agrumar Heroic, and I agree. It seems really repetitious. I also agree what Ian was talking about. If you already have a full set of heroic gear when you're coming out of Mist of Pandaria and going into Warlords of Draenor, you're not going to need to go into LFR to get upgrades, because the heroic gear that you have is more than applicable to bring you into heroic dungeons in WoD. I don't want to say that. Warlords of Draenor, let's say. I don't want to say the W word.
Because I used to call it MOP. We called it MOP. I'm not going to say Mists of Pandaria.
I called it Pandaland.
Or Pandaland.
Well, then there's that guy. Yeah.
Hey, what do you guys think about the Valor points?
Oh,
Valor
it's
points
great.
It's
great. I love it. Get rid of all of that. I think that they're making it good, because now if you're going to do dailies, you're not doing it to get gear, and it's not such a chore. It's not such a need to. I mean, when MOP came out, seriously, you only had a chance at getting anywhere if you did dailies and got Valor points. And you know what? They're getting rid of that, and I'm so happy about that. At least that's what I understood. Right. If I heard that wrong, no, that's what I heard. Okay, so yeah, just now you can still do dailies and get it, but it's going to give you what did they say it was going to give you? Instead of armor, it only gives you I have to look it up. Let me look that up, guys. Let me look it up.
And also the seals. We're not going to be turning in something to get seals. We're just going to get the actual seals right away. But from doing random things in the world, from killing X amount of orcs, or finishing a quest, or clearing a dungeon, doing something in PvP, you're going to get these seals constantly just flowing in. You're going to only use so much. But I think that's great, because a lot of times, we didn't have enough to get these Warforged seals. We get like three a week, right? And you would only get your 3, and then the next week you're like, oh, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything in the time aside. I didn't do anything at all. I was too busy. I didn't earn enough. So now I can't get my Warforged seals. So I think that's cool, because then you could just get them randomly by doing stuff.
It gives you heirlooms. Heirlooms.
I
read it, and that's why I said that. Heirlooms. I don't know why I said that. So stupid. That's what it gives you. That's what Valor's going to give you. It said they're not totally figured out about that, though, but they're pretty sure that's all it's going to give you.
Right.
So, and I'm happy they get rid of it too, because remember the cap? What was that, 2,200 or 20? What was it? I don't remember anymore.
2,400, something like
2,400, and I would hit that in what, 3 days, and you're done. And then you have to wait all next week to get your new piece of gear, and it's like, oh, I'm so happy they got rid of that, because. I don't know. I only have one tune, so it helps the people with one tune.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things that they've been doing very recently have been to try and get people like yourself to maybe explore another tune, to maybe broaden your horizons and play more than one tune. I guess the more tunes they get us playing, the less they have to develop razor sharp, razor edge, brand new content. Because you won't be playing at that epic level if you're playing like 5 tunes. And you're
Yeah.
leveling them all, right? Yeah. So I think it's Blizzard's master plan to get us all playing multiple tunes so that we never get to level 101, you know?
Right. All right, guys. Well, let's. You guys have anything else to add to this? How about you, Brador? Anything?
Nope, nothing really to add since I'm not a hardcore raider.
Okay. Right on. Well, then let's talk about choppers.
Can we skip that? Like, they're
for 2 more weeks?
We gotta talk about it.
We gotta talk about it? Okay. Let's talk about it real quick.
All right. What did you guys think of the episode?
They didn't show anything again.
Bike's done already.
They showed a little bit more of the bike.
They chopped up the fuel tank that they've been working on last week. They chopped it up into jigsaw puzzle pieces this week, and then pieced it back together again.
And then they put on
pretty normal chop shop work. That's why they call it a chop shop.
Right. And they put on and I got my fingers in the air in quotations, the tusks.
Yeah.
They put
those
those
were supposed to be wood.
got a little Horde logo on.
They still gonna put the wood on there?
I don't know.
Aluminum pieces of crap.
Yeah.
I like the tusks, even if they are aluminum. They look.
He goes. I have a lot of skill in woodwork, and this is gonna come in handy. And then they put aluminum on it, and I'm like, this is the.
I think that was Mel. And then Mel left.
Oh yeah, because they let him go.
Well, he had like a family emergency or something.
Fired him.
So.
Did they really?
Yeah. It was the hat. They fired him because of that stupid hat.
Oh my goodness. His mustache. He's starting to grow that weird long mustache.
It's like, dude, your mustache, your hat, dude.
I heard that. I was listening to a comedian one time, and he goes, "If you have what do you call it, handlebar mustache? You can't just come out and talk to me like if you don't have a handlebar mustache. You gotta address it. We gotta talk about it before we continue any more conversations." And so that's kind of what I got out of that. He's like,
yeah, he was one of those guys. And then, okay, let's talk about the fact that they got to play the game.
That was pretty interesting. They got full
awesome.
Armor, ready to go.
Level 9
killer.
Who was the leader for the Alliance bike build? Because he had that look on his face the whole entire time. Like, he didn't even know, like the purpose. I don't know. He the best definition I can say is a noob. Because he was just staring at the screen like, what is this?
I don't know.
Well, they all were, really. None of them knew what they were doing.
Did you see that they gave him the game?
They didn't give him pandas. No, they just gave him the game.
But they gave him the game, and
that's terrible.
I was watching that, and you know how, like, drug dealers are, like, first ones on the house? You know what I mean? I took it the same way. Like, here you guys go. You guys know this career you have, and you show up to work every day. Yeah, get ready to lose it all.
That's like, I once gave World of Warcraft to a friend of mine as a gift, and like 3 months later he came up to me and he like rolls his eyes at me and says, "Yeah, the gift that keeps on taking and taking and taking." But I did it out of love. I mean, I'm not going to pay the guy a subscription for the next 10 years, but
Misery loves
company. Yes,
yeah.
It's pretty much what it boils down to.
Well, I got mine in the mail. Free 10
so
days.
when these guys were playing, the two teams were playing World of Warcraft. Were they PvPing against each other?
They were.
Yes,
they were.
That
changes it.
That
makes
it even better. Because Mel was gone, so they put nostrils on there for him.
Oh, so who won the PvP?
The Alliance? What's new?
The Alliance.
I got news for you. It's beginning to look like the Alliance might finish their bike, and the Tusk bike is beginning to look a little bit behind the scenes.
Did you notice their names? It was Og, Bam Bam, Gatok, Hellwolf, Dante's Fury, and Og 7. Those are pretty cool names.
They're pretty interesting.
I thought they were pretty cool.
They did an arena 3v3 versus each other. That's very cool.
I just like how they needed a healer, and so they call somebody at Blizzard and say, "Hey, log on real quick and be a healer for these guys."
Oh, I know, right?
So that's why he won, because he had a pro.
Pro
healing them.
I wish I could just call somebody up from Blizzard and be like, "Hey, I need someone to heal for me right now. I'm gonna go do a heroic raid by myself or a heroic dungeon."
I can picture that guy too. He's got his feet up on his desk. He's got everything macroed, so he just literally rolls his mouse across the screen, and everybody gets killed. He doesn't click any buttons, and he's like munching on some like
Pop
some
Tarts,
Cheetos,
a year's supply of Pop Tarts next to his computer.
Yeah, he's got his feet up on the desk. He's also designing something in the background for Wad. It's like,
so be honest, I know that some of you guys work with these mechanic type of characters at work. How many of those World of Warcraft box sets that they gave to them do you think went straight into the trash can?
You know what? Most of these mechanic guys that I work with, they don't play video games. That reminds me. I'm sitting there, and I'm at work, and for those of you guys who don't know what I do, I work on trash trucks. So it's really stinky, and it's really gross in there. But we're in there. We're in the shop. It's 10:30 at night, whatever. And they're like, "What are you listening to?" I was like, "I'm listening to a podcast." I think at the time I was listening to what was I listening to? Convert to Raid. And okay. He's like, "What are you listening to?" It's a podcast, and he's like, "What's a podcast?" And I was like, "It's kind of like a radio show."
Nerds talking about video games.
And they're talking about video games, exactly. And he's like, "So wait, hold on. They're talking about a video game? Are you like listening to them play?" Or and I was like, "No. They're just talking about it. They're not playing it." Like, are they talking about it while they're playing it? No. They're just talking about it. He's like, "Well, that's dumb. What are they giving you? Like I don't know, like cheat codes or something?" I was like, "No, dude, you have no idea, bro." So I let him listen to it for a bit, and again, and he took out the headphones. And he kind of gave me this weird look, like, "What a weirdo." Yeah, and then he's like, "Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing." And he walked away, and I could hear him talking about it. He's listening to these guys talk about a video game, and the guy's like, "What?" I'm just like, "Whatever, guys." I put my headphones back on, and I just keep listening to Coltrane.
They listen to those idiot sportscasters to say the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, it's the same thing, except they're nerding about a game, and it's like, "Oh, it's such and such batting average, and they're going to be in the playoffs." It's the same thing.
This guy got an $18 million contract. No, well, I got you.
Yeah. Hey, and then they wait for the new season to come out. We wait for the next patch to come out. It's almost identical.
But ours has better graphics.
Well, Stamberger. Right. The best way to answer your question too, and my brother knows about this. We had a business class. And they had a presentation. You get a 2 to 3 hour presentation you have to do before the class ends. And we're sitting there in our class, about, I don't know, maybe 50 students. And you have to give a presentation about anything that you really know. And if you don't know it, you can't give it. So you have to know what you're talking about. Well, the only thing I really know in this world is World of Warcraft. So
don't say that out loud.
Well, like, know it. Like, I know everything about it, mostly, a lot of parts about it. So,
I could probably
teach us PowerPoint.
Oh, I did it. I did a video and a PowerPoint. And let me say this. All the students, every single, I saw everybody's project in that class. They say, "You have any questions?" No one asked a question for any of the projects. After my 3 hour thing that I did, it was hours and hours doing that. Questions upon questions. Everybody in this world wants to know what World of Warcraft's really about. They just don't want to give it a shot. And these are blue collar rednecks.
So you're saying people want to play this game, but they don't want other people to know that they play this game.
Oh yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah, he was getting questions in the back. He's like, "You mean I could get on that dragon and fly wherever I want to go?" And Fry's was like, "Yeah, you could go wherever you want. And I could fly like any kind of dragon I want."
Were you there? Like, were you there when he gave this presentation? I would give my left arm to be in that room.
Dude, you know what? At the end of it, I still have video of that presentation and all my notes for it.
Yeah,
and you got the
wow, I got to post that. Yeah,
the best project or presentation he has ever had in all his years.
Yep, and he started playing
well. Oh, that's a true story. His whole family, his son, his wife, and him play well now because of that.
All this is great achievement, but at the same time you're like, goodness, take away.
Oh, it was amazing. Oh, people asking me questions, websites. They're asking me how to get on, asking me all this stuff, and they just always wanted to know how to do it. They just never had the information to do it. So people do want to play, whether they're blue collar or white collar. They want to play. They just need to.
Yeah, I think they're scared. They're scared to just jump in and find out what this game is all about. But I think that these guys, you know, they got the right idea of kind of what we want. But if you notice the Horde bike, the wheel wells that go over the big wheels.
The best looking part of the bike.
They look like the traditional Horde shoulder pads that Nazgrim was wearing when we fight Nazgrim. It's the exact same design. They just look like shoulder pads, and they're putting spikes on there, and it supposedly has tusks. In all honesty, I think this bike is going to look really cool, but it's not going to be really functional. And in the end, they should have gave it to a really, really bright visionary who would have made this bike look amazing. But instead, they went with the mainstream, and that's what we get.
Yep. Well, like the cat bike, because I work at Caterpillar, and they have the cat bike there, and that bike weighs like more than a car because they use like ridiculous steel. You can't drive it. Like, it's not drivable. The wheels would break. So it's like, no, you're not going to drive. That weighs more than my car, and it's a bike.
That's why they use that cheap metal on there, because they know that they're going to load it up with so much crap that it'll be way too heavy.
It's just ridiculous, man. It looks nice. It's not drivable.
Do not want to get on a wreck with a bike full of spikes.
That's going to be an interesting insurance claim.
Yeah. So overall, Braydor, did you watch it?
No, I am not into bikes, cars, and that sort of thing.
Even though it's related to WoW at all.
Yeah, no, I had a friend of mine who's like really into like building cars and motorcycles and all that, and he messaged me on Facebook going, "They're doing this thing on American Choppers with World of Warcraft, and I know you're into it, and blah 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 blah. Are you gonna watch it? Are you gonna watch it? Are you gonna watch it?" I'm like, no.
That's awesome.
He's like,
oh, go ahead, sorry.
He's like, come on, you can really get into it, and I'm like, no. He's like, but it's about WoW, and I'm like, what's your point?
So you're saying that your friend who's really into like bike mechanics was intrigued about this WoW thing. Is he a WoW player?
No, and it's not from lack of trying either.
Oh, so now all of a sudden he's interested.
So
Yeah,
if you're
the door's starting to open.
So if you're saying some hot stud came in there on a Horde bike, pulled up to your house and be like, "Hey, let's go, I don't know, do something unproductive."
I'd be like, "Take me now."
Mass would just take off his shirt and be like, "I'm yours."
Take me.
You had me at, "Hey."
He'd be like, "I'm a druid. Are you into animals?"
I applaud that one. That was good. That was good.
Oh, wow.
We went there.
All right, so here, okay, let's move on, since obviously none of us are really impressed with the new Chopper episode and not really like where it's headed. Let's talk about WoD gets 1 million pre-orders, and yet WoW loses 200,000 subs.
Well,
what's up?
I want to chime in right here. I mean, I honestly think that the reason that WoW lost so many subscriptions is because a lot of people kind of rolled their eyes and went, "Come on, Kung Fu Panda, really? You want me to pay $60 for Kung Fu Panda meets World of Warcraft?" And as I said last week, I had a blast chipping my way through levels 85 through 90 because it was reminiscent of the Saturday afternoon Kung Fu theater movies that I used to watch when I was a kid. I don't know about you guys, but anything I tried to do on Battle.net the night that they had the $10 Panda sale last week, like, wasn't happening because they had so many people logging in at the same time. So I'm wondering if maybe they're starting to get those 20,000 subscribers back now that the game is $10 instead of $55. Because
right. We always hear about them losing. We never hear about them gaining.
I'm wondering if maybe people are coming back and picking up Panda now that they have sale prices and pre-orders. And how many pre-orders did you say that they made? A million pre-orders? Is that what it is?
A million,
really?
Yeah, they're over
That's
a million
insane.
now. That's 500,000 a month since it's been 2 months. The expansion opened in March 10th.
And it doesn't come out for another 6 months. Theoretically.
Right. Theoretically. A lot of people think that it's going to come out right after BlizzCon. Some people think it's going to be out before BlizzCon.
They're not going to put it out. If they put it out before BlizzCon's...
They're going to talk about it.
I just think that...
Nobody's gonna go.
No, that'll be a whole place.
I just think that if they really want to get people's attention in this game, and I don't know if it's just me, but I think the darker they get into the game and not make it so about pandas and peaceful Turins, let's talk more about the orcs and the blood elves being all dark into the arcane, and I think they need to make this game really dark, and that's really going to get people's attention and more adults more attached to the game than when you put peaceful pandas, and that to me that was a turnoff too. It was, because it's like, I don't want to be a panda. I don't want to play with pandas. I don't really care about pandas. I want dragons. I want demons. I want kings. I want queens. I want wars. I don't want some panda talking about a stupid faux soup. You know what I mean? And his little village.
Did you play Pandaria? Was there not war? Was there not war and intrigue? And
I'm talking about the land.
That's what I did. Ring to it though. Like, when you played Cataclysm, you were fighting this giant dragon that was going to destroy the world.
True, like Cataclysm was the biggest
expansion. It had a really badass theme to it. Yeah. Now you have, like, this cute little fuzzy panda. Yeah. And I was like,
I don't think Garrosh was
turned me off, too.
Well, that didn't come out till later. I mean, when the expansion showed, you had this great dragon there. And that's what it was.
Yeah. But the Shah was evil.
And the Shah made it interesting. The Shaw did. That was a good part of it. That Shaw.
Oh no, I'm disagreeing completely.
It was the best thing.
No. Come on. I was in Kunlite Summit and I'm flying around doing my quest and there's this gigantic Shaw of fear and he's like 500 million whatever and I'm like, holy cow, that guy's huge. There was world bosses in here. There wasn't no world bosses in Cataclysm.
That was a new idea.
Back goodbye, Jay.
Okay, you know what though? To appease Frieza, I mean, come on, this expansion is gonna have Gul'dan.
Oh no, it's gonna be amazing.
Gul'dan is like you notice he's the only green one. The rest of them, Garrosh did stop them from drinking Manarot's blood, but Gul'dan still drank it. He's still evil. It's gonna be amazing.
He's looking forward to Gul'dan. Everyone's looking forward to Gul'dan. It's gonna be.
Yes, he's like the warlock of warlocks. He's the first warlock.
I like it. What I like to know is what's going to go with the undead with this new thing. No one's mentioning the undead, and they got to be a big factor into this new one. I don't know why, but they have to be in there somewhere. No one's talking about the undead.
Yeah, well, I guess that would freak out the orcs when a bunch of people come through a portal and half of them are dead.
Yeah,
from the future, right?
The Forsaken, man. The Forsaken, bro.
You don't even have a dead.
I'm gonna get one
about?
now, okay? Always judging me.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
We will. I think next show we should talk about the lore of World of Warcraft because there is so much to go into and how things are going to change. We don't have to deal with the whole butterfly effect, so we don't have to worry about that.
You realize it's all going to change in the next expansion. They're doing all this timey-wimey kind of Doctor Who-y stuff in the next expansion.
Is the Outlands going to change?
Sure, we're going to be changing it ourselves in the next expansion.
You know how when we first come out of the portal and we're looking at Outland, and that's like the I forget the name of that area, but it's like the desert. Yeah, right. No, it's a jungle. Yeah.
Right. It's not a desert. It's a jungle in the old Draenor because it's 1,000 years in the past.
And that place where the Nether Storm is completely different. And then the other one where there's a big old tall mushrooms, they're like barely starting to grow.
So right, hold on. So if you didn't play the Outlands now, you're never going to know what that was like.
They're both going to still exist.
Oh, they're both going to exist because they're going to have that. I was a stupid statement.
If you go out into, what is it called, the Blasted Lands, and you walk through the portal, that will take you to, quote, Outland. And if you go through I don't know, wherever it happens, probably in the Vale of Eternal Sorrows at the end of Pandaria, they're going to be like, oh no, Garrosh stepped through this portal, and this this thing shoots you Draenor, not Outland. And it's going to be something like, I'm assuming they're going to be in the Shrine of Seven Stars and the Shrine of Two Moons, because they're supposed to know.
Who were those guys called? The Skyfers and the who was the two people you could choose to be part of?
Oh, the Scryers. The Scryers and the Aldor.
This is back in Burning Crusade. There was the Aldor and the Scryer.
Are they going to be involved in this?
I should post the Jimmy video from like 5 years ago.
Isn't Shatrath a giant ship?
No, that's Exodar. That's the giant ship that crash landed into the island. What Shatrath is the city where it's like a city, a refugee city, where like they just let all the refugees in, and they were like, well, we have like a lower city and an upper city, so why don't you guys go bunk down there? And they were like, okay, and then that's why they have slaves in the lower city and like guys that are made out of beams of light in the upper city, It's like
definitely the patch that you want to be a Draenei.
Yeah,
you want to, because it's. I mean, the storyline for the Draenei is going to be
Blood
amazing.
Elves too. They're from that planet.
Yes.
Wait, whoa. No, they're not.
We're with the orcs. Don't have this conversation with me.
No, the Blood Elves are not from that
They
planet.
came there, and they were there for a while, but they weren't originally from there.
Oh. I thought they were there.
They were with the Sunflower.
They came through the portal.
Okay, we're going to do a Lord.
I love listening to them fight.
I watched an hour-long video
someone
explaining the whole connection.
Needs to watch their hour-long video, I think.
Yeah, it took forever, and it was confusing as hell. There was like 40 people involved in the whole damn thing.
Where are they from?
Yes.
They're from the Eastern Kingdoms.
Yes.
The Blood Elves.
Yes.
Yes, they're originally High Elves, which around the time of the Sundering, there used to be High Elves, but in order to still use arcane magic, they traveled over the Eastern Kingdoms from Kalmador, because after the Sundering, arcane magic used by the Elves was just a giant, let's not do this. But the High Elves are like, no, we're going to continue doing this, so... And they became Blood Elves when the Scourge kind of came stampeded through and the Sunwell exploded, which led them to Outlands because they got told by Kel'Thuzad that that's where they were to go.
That's cool!
Mind blown.
See, that's what you do when you're on a role-playing... When you're in a role-playing server, you talk about that kind of stuff.
I want to go change my underwear now. I got it.
He's got to change his underwear.
That was awesome. I have never had a girl tell me that. I've never had a girl understand or say something like that to me in my life. That was awesome.
This is what's romantic to
I want to cry.
Geek guys. It's like when a girl can school him in the game that he loves.
How big of a diamond do you want?
This is the guy who wrote the 3-hour-long essay about lecture about World of Warcraft.
Look, I have insurance. Right. Okay, we can get this stuff.
You can get you a green card if you need one.
Yeah. It won't be real. It won't be real, but we'll get it to you.
Oh my gosh! So what do you think, Redora? Is WoW dead? 200,000 losses.
To me, it's not dead because I started playing in 4.3. So I'm still very new to the game and still really enjoying it. And I think, she got
it late.
And so when they were announcing Warlords of Draenor, a lot of people were getting excited, myself included, because even though Mist of Pandaria was the first expansion I got to experience, I wasn't quite excited. But with Warlords of Draenor, which ties directly into Warcraft, I mean... Who can keep their clothes on about that?
Oh, come on now.
So, were you a fan of Warcraft? Just out of curiosity? Did you play those?
I started playing Warcraft 3, and I had an interest in the games after I started playing WoW. And I knew what Warcraft was before I even started, but I never had a real interest in it until after I started playing World of Warcraft.
Right on. That's awesome. I used to cry to get my brother off the game so I can get on there. Why don't you go ahead and tell him about that? This is
back in Warcraft 1. and we had I think it was back then it was when the Pentium first came out.
Yeah, we had a gateway.
Yes.
We had a gateway too.
A gateway computer. It was a Pentium.
What's that you say? Back in my day.
Yeah,
I remember I couldn't wait to come home to play, and I was a little kid, and my brother was already playing online, and I used to get home, and I'd just be like, Ben, let me online. I start throwing stuff at him, and all of a sudden my mom would get home, my dad would get home, and let him on the game. So I get on there.
So this isn't World of Warcraft. This is Warcraft.
This was back in the day, bro.
Yeah.
I was
Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, Warcraft 3 probably.
Well, she completely rejected the whole marriage thing after that.
She did. I haven't changed much either, so yeah, no.
She's always still the same.
Yeah, that's the same.
Right on. Okay, let's switch it up a bit, guys. Let's talk about the changes that are going to happen in 6.0. What do you guys think? Okay, sure, yeah.
We have to just like choose a pecking order, I think.
I'm just now seeing that right now. Has a picture of Rick Scorpion on it.
This goes back to pretty much the same thing I've said for the last 2-3 weeks now. There are people that are getting paid a lot more than I am to think about World of Warcraft. I'm glad to see that they're working real hard on things that I complain about. My main thing is what they've come to call button bloat. I've for 2 weeks now I've been complaining about my new druid and how many blinking buttons. Oh my god! I took a healing spec as my second spec. A druid's got like 17 heals. I had no idea. I knew they had like the heal over time, like extend the heals. But I didn't know it was like it's saying like I have like 11 different choices of which heal to throw at a guy. So now that I know, I mean, I've decided to become, this is like a personal thing between like Mrs. Spam and myself. I've been saying for 10 years now that the druid is like overpowered and it's just not fair. I PvP, Frieza knows that I PvP about, and the only thing that can escape the clutches of my Death Knight is the damn druid, who could come in and like lay it down and dot, and I'm out of here, dude. And it's kind of annoying, plus they get that Typhoon as well that lets them throw people off of cliffs and stuff, which is nice if you're a druid. Not so nice if you're going against the guy who gets to throw you off a cliff. And anybody who plays a Death Knight knows that they're slow and steady wins the race. So you knock me off a cliff, it's gonna set me back. I mean, they are talking about diminishing returns in PvP and all that stuff, which makes me happy. But all this talk about button bloat and all this talk about the stat squish. I'm not worried about the stat squish because I know that I'm going to be stat squished in Warlords of Draenor, but so is everybody else. Yep. And if right. and I'm pretty sure that the stat squish, I'm doing that quote thing that you're talking about, the quote with the hands, the stat squish, I'm pretty sure is not going to make you still underpowered when you're doing old content. I don't know how they're going to do that, but again, it comes down to these guys get paid a lot more to think about World of Warcraft than I do. So I'm sure they've got something up their sleeve.
Well, what do you guys think about the ahead of the curve and cutting edge feats of strength will cease to be obtainable when 6.0 comes out, and that means that the Kor'kron Warwolf will no longer be available.
I think that's like normal. I mean, they've been doing that in all the expansions.
That means we got to get it now.
Well, if you haven't gotten it yet, then you better get to stepping,
That and the Kor'kron Juggernaut, it's going to cease to be a guaranteed drop by killing Mythic Garrosh, and instead will be very rare, like Invincible Range and Minron's Head.
Where is this? I don't know if I read that.
Now treated as Mythic. Yeah. So basically, low drop rate. Oh, man. So you're never going to get that. But at least it's attainable.
Oh, I see.
Because, I mean, seriously, how many of you guys have seen somebody on Mimron's head?
Yeah.
I have.
I've seen it
on our
once.
server, there's like one dude, yeah.
Yeah, on ours, I've seen the same guy. Yeah. One guy. And he's on the Horde, and there's like one for the Alliance.
There's like one guy in the Alliance, yeah, he stomped me pretty good.
That's a very rare amount, and the Kor'kron Juggernaut's going to go to that. I haven't even seen the Kor'kron Juggernaut, not once. Have you guys seen it?
I've seen it a couple times.
Wow.
Wow.
I've never seen it.
I've seen pictures of it now. It looks pretty epic.
Well, that, I mean, you have to be doing Mythic, and no one's doing that.
I do it,
right?
and then I wake up and remember it was a dream.
I do it every night.
Heck yeah.
And then Garrosh, he's no longer going to drop his heirlooms.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
mark my words.
You got to get on this.
Mark my words. I will get my heirloom.
Yes, come on.
Especially if they're going to make it, like you were saying earlier, they're going to make it a guaranteed 100% drop as long as you don't step into Warlords of Draenor.
So
I'm not saying that WOD word, man. It's not happening.
Just to go on this subject, well, kind of off subject, it says remaining is going to be the Krokon Dark Shaman armor, and that's going to be remaining. Well, they're doing that because of the cosmetic stuff, you know? Well,
right.
I have always been, since it came out, anti the whole thing, cosmetic thing. I hate it because I don't know what people are wearing until I click on it. And back in my day, you used to be able just to look at somebody and be like, bomb, awesome, cool, trash, you know, he's in this stuff. Man, when I was doing PvP, you see someone wearing something yellow, you knew they were trash. You see him wearing red, you were like, oh my goodness, he's going to kill us all, everybody run.
Blue, look out for the blue guy.
Yeah, exactly, but you knew the armor set. You knew it, and you knew who's coming after you, knew who you were attacking. And they got rid of all of that because people were complaining about they want to look different. And it's like, look, you're going to look like what they give you. The only thing I disagree with, though, is, like, for an example, I had one situation where the Paladins PvP in this expansion, don't know which patch, but I think it was the first patch, really, the first patch that came out for MOP. The Paladins looked really, really stupid, and that would have been embarrassing. So I guess sometimes it would be nice to be able to change your cosmetics, but really, if you look at somebody, you should be able to tell who they are and what they're wearing, and if you want them in your group or not. That's
a long time ago.
As I know, but I'm just wanting to make a point that there's still, I don't know why people are so into that. But just to go off that subject.
Are you rating while we're doing the show? Is that what I'm saying? Are you at Siege Ragmar?
Me?
Yeah. No. Yes, he is.
No, I know he's always doing something. I heard someone's music come on.
That's terrible.
They were listening to like Megadeth.
You guys.
You're busted. You're busted. You're so busted. Like I'm gonna pull out my cell phone and call my mom. You're so busted.
Whoa!
All right, guys. Well, we have a guest on the show, and we want to learn more about our guest. So, Bradora, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your tunes, your server, your faction, your guild. When did you start? Let us know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Oh, was that out loud? Was that out loud?
List of your greatest fears? No.
I have two characters I mainly play. My paladin on the server, Jaraka. She's now the guild leader of Raiders of the Lost Chat, which is a very, very dead guild. I recently got into leveling her up. She's on Horde. She's a Blood Elf. And there's my Blood Elf Death Knight on Wormrest Accord. She's... yeah.
I know that chick, yeah.
Is that your main?
Yeah, my Death Knight's my main.
Okay.
She's... yeah.
What kind of Death Knight is it?
Blood for PvP and Unholy for PvE.
You're Blood PvP? We're going to have to have a talk.
I keep telling you that's the way to be.
We're going to have a talk.
Exactly how Scram does it.
That's it. We're fighting now.
It's the way to be. Didn't I just spank you like 15 minutes before
That's because I didn't have a healer or there wasn't no one else.
I don't need a healer. I heal myself.
Look how long it took you to kill me.
Okay, guys.
But he killed
you said you started in
a long time.
In 4.2, you
4.3.
4.3? What was that?
4.3. That
specifically?
I think that's when they released Dragon Soul.
No, that was 5. No, you're right. 4.3. Was that Dragon Soul or was that Firelands?
Firelands.
I know.
You started the same time I did.
All I know was it was because I graduated high school June of 2012, and I started playing after I got out of high school, which, I'm really glad I waited till after high school to play this damn game.
Don't be like that.
Because now she's hooked.
But the funny thing was...
1 year before you.
One
Don't be
of
like
us.
that.
One of us. One of us.
Well, the funny thing was my boyfriend wanted me to play, and for the longest time he kept trying to get me to play, and
Right.
I'm like, no, I've already got enough things to classify me as a nerd. This just would put me over the
One
edge.
too many, right? Yeah.
And then after I graduated, I no longer had any excuses, so one of his friends did this really long, funny speech. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. I may as well have given my soul to the devil that day.
Yep. We've all been there.
Yep.
We're all from the same
One
place.
of us.
I had a life before, and I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what I used to do before I played WoW. I don't remember.
Right on. So what do you do? Do you PvE, PvP? You said you did some roleplay achievements. What?
I do a little bit of everything. My Death Knight's in a progression rating guild called Impressive, and we're
impressive.
some weeks it is, some weeks it isn't. I'm not on the rating team yet because
I'll say your backup.
kind of like if they need an extra body, which is very rare, but I do need to get geared. But LFR extremely sucks right now. I have no patience for, especially now with the boosted 90s. Dear gods, that is just, ugh.
It's okay. I'll
Did you
take
boost
you
your
through your
90s?
LFRs. It'll be all better. All you guys could just come with me. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna make it all better for you guys.
Wow.
That's because you're way.
Because I'm way past the LFR gear now. Yeah. People start complaining about. I don't like the way you open chests in the what is it called? The Spoils of Pandaria, and I'm just like, I just type into the keyboard. I type, I ain't got time for this shit. And I leave the group now because I've done so many. Oh my god, if I could count how many flex raids I've done at this point,
I have
you know.
not.
You're not missing out. You're not missing out on flex raids.
But you know what? You know what Flex is? Flex is like LFR, the sequel. Dun dun dun.
Flash wipe.
Unless you're with a
Unless
group.
you're with like your group of guys, like Flex is painful to watch. It's what it is.
God, spam. Remember when we did?
Did you? Okay.
Did a couple of Flex together, yes.
Yeah, that first one we did where we literally spent.
Whoa. Go ahead. I'm not.
I'm just going to talk about like ground up spam burgers, like put through the grinder. I remember this.
We literally sat in front of a Mercius for 6.5 hours.
Oh no.
We did.
Yeah,
And
we were kind of hosting the thing, so we didn't want to like leave while there were people still wanting to play splash. What is it called? Splish and splash on the front lawn. We wanted to play splish and splash with the Mercies. And it was like she's saying, it was like 6 hours of flexible
6
disaster.
hours?
Yeah.
That's why I don't do flex raids. Bunch of skinny guys flexing at a boss, and they can't do it.
You guys know, because every once in a
That's
while
one
I
way
have
of
like
looking
a
at it.
dysfunctional macro error, and you guys know that I have like macros set up for the Immersius fight. That's because we spent 6 hours in front of Immersius to give me time to make Immersius macros.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I mean, when I say Flex is like the sequel, is like LFR the sequel, LFR on drugs.
It's worse. I know. I tried it. It was horrible. I hated it. Absolutely hated it.
Cried. We went home.
I quit.
So the look around the horizon is that the LFR / flexible is now going to be normal, and normal and heroic are now going to be heroic, and then heroic is now going to be mythic. Like,
Right.
A whole nother level of heroic.
Real sauce.
I don't see anything else on this on this 6.0 though that we haven't talked about yet. I think that's all the notes I see.
That's why I was wondering if that was the article he was talking about, because it was so short an article. Yeah.
It says, was it normal, heroic? There will be Alifar, normal, heroic, mythic groups. Pathfinder allows players to form cross-realm groups on normal and heroic. So basically, if you're going to do mythic, you have to be in your realm.
That sounds like what we've got now. Right, this is what I've been saying.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So, hey, Bredora, tell us about your page, your Facebook page.
Which one?
Tell us
all of them. Okay.
Yeah. Not the one about cats. We don't care about the cats.
What?
I'm just kidding. I made it up. She's a woman. I figured she'd have a page about cats. But anyway.
Is it true? Priadora? Do you have a page?
I love cats, okay?
Dedicated to cats.
Just tell us.
You know what? Just because of this, I will start a page with cats.
All right. See you do to people, Friza?
I'm going to dress them up in little wizard outfits.
Oh, goodness. We'll start selling calendars. We're going to be rich.
A little wand attached to their paw.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Facebook pages. Since I was starting school, I left the Horde page, unfortunately, because I was the only active admin, and I didn't want to hold up a page. So Val from Girls Who Play WoW asked me to join their page, and I'm like, okay, sure. And, I'm really enjoying it because we're all a collective group. Everyone has their own little thing that they do, and they all have, it's just kind of weird being part of a page where all the admins are putting in effort, and there's always constant communication. Sometimes I get on to answer inbox messages, and the inbox is empty, and I'm like, I get to post something. That's always exciting, and then I gotta think of what to post. As far as my other pages, I have some smaller pages that I haven't touched in months, and every time I see them, I'm like, I feel guilty. Because they'll have likes. I'm like, I'm failing them.
What are they?
I have WoW Lore Corner, which I was running with a friend of mine, where we covered basic lore from WoW and Warcraft. WoW Stories, so if people wrote something about their character, like adventures and all this and that, they had some place to put them, but I have like over 200 likes, but not enough submissions. So that kind of fell through. There's my YouTube page, that's got about 100 some odd likes, where anytime I have a video to post up, I kind of post a link on that page. I have my admin page, where I just kind of post, all the ongoings in my life and all the funny pictures I find. And that's about it.
Oh.
Right on. Yeah, we had Val on last week. Valea, I think, is how you say her name. And she was pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. So you guys kind of teamed up on that. And what she said is you guys have been working on a parody or something.
We started talking about one, like, several months ago. But we just haven't found the right song.
My milkshake brings all the boys to you.
Well, what Eli said to what is it, Valera? Not
Valea.
There's no R in there. Right? What Eli said to Valea last week was, you should put that on my desk, because I've been through the child acting grinder, if you will. I've been through that whole, like, Greg Brady and Marsha Brady childhood. So you plop it on my desk, and I'll have you lyrics by the end of the day. It's one of my things. And I'm so into these WoW, like, parody videos. Like I post like 3 of them on our page, like, every day, because these guys let me, basically.
Yeah.
So if you guys are working on something and you get, like, the writer's cramp, if you will, let me know. I'd love to help you produce something.
I'll have to get on that, because, like, I can write the parodies, mostly. I have one parody I'd spent almost 7 months on, and it's not done yet.
Oh my goodness, 7 months.
Yeah, the lyrics are really hard to come up with, because it was a really brilliant idea, and I don't want to talk about it because I don't want anyone stealing it.
Oh, I see.
I have to try. if someone takes this, but basically it's a 7-minute song regarding the lore around the fall of Lordaeron.
Wow, I found your lore corner page, and it's like chock full of like some really fantastic artwork. And she's got my girl with the ain't nobody got time for that on the page. I love that girl. If anybody doesn't know, that's my jam right there. Nobody got time. I got time for nothing. Ever since I got into some heroic rating, I ain't got time for nothing no more.
Like that, what's that Illidan meme where he's like, anybody got time to prepare for that?
Yeah, that was me. It's a picture of Illidan, and he's all like foreboding looking with his double blades, and underneath it says, ain't nobody got time to prepare for that. It's pretty funny. I don't remember where I found it. But I laughed so hard. I cried before I reposted it. Yeah.
So the big question is, are you going to BlizzCon?
I would love to. If I had any money to my name, I would have gotten a ticket when they first went up. But I would really hope to get my hands on one.
Right. Weren't they going on sale again today, or was it today?
I honestly have no idea.
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah. I think it was yesterday or the day before.
I think today you get a chance to buy the $700 ticket for the dinner, which also gets you into BlizzCon. Yeah, it's for charity.
It goes to the well people who are AA meetings.
Their last
well,
charity
it goes to like
thing
the Orange
was
County
$500
Children's Hospital or something like that.
Yeah, the last one was $500. This one's went up $200, and I think I was listening to a podcast. Oh gosh, I can't remember which one. I want to give them credit, but they were talking about how they wanted to. It's going to clear out some of the riffraff. A lot of the fanboys were still making it in at $500, so they're like, okay, well, let's kick it up another $200, and we might get rid of the fanboys. Which I don't know.
Yeah,
it might be true. It might not be true.
$750 fanboys. That's what I think.
That's what they're gonna get. Yeah, people will save up their money from Subway and.
Yes, they will.
They will.
Call people out, huh?
They'll be like, I may be wearing size 18 jeans by the time this BlizzCon gets here from all the weight I lost eating Subway sandwiches. But at least they're cheap, and I'll have $5 lunch.
Yep.
And then I'm going to BlizzCon.
That's gonna happen. I guarantee it.
I'll lose 180 pounds eating Subway sandwiches. But I'm going to BlizzCon.
Oh my gosh! All right, guys, we're coming up on about an hour and a half now. Is there anything you guys want to add before we head out of here?
Awesome.
I guess not.
I want all these guest hosts to come and join us in game, not just on the podcast.
Yes.
I want to start seeing people in some of my raids again.
I tried talking to a professional PvPer named Hothead.
He's got some plans for me.
And he's a friend of Swifty's. I'll try to get a hold of Swifty. Maybe we could get him on the show. I'm trying to get some more guests on. If you guys get any ideas, shoot them to me. Or if you're listening to our show and you are a celebrity, come on our show.
We don't have
you can get me.
We're doing pretty good on our page. We got almost 300 likes. So we're doing good. We might have to give something away to the 300 person, maybe. I don't know. We'll work something out. But if someone were to try to get a hold of you or follow you, Bradora, how would they find you?
It's pretty simple. If they want to find me on Facebook, they just have to type in Song Sorrow, which is SONGSORROW.
I'm going to try that.
And it should pop up. So it's not hard to find me.
She's super easy to find. Look at that. I found her instantaneously.
Yeah, I try to be original with the name. That way it's not complicated for people to find me if they decide they like me.
How else can they find you?
I do have an email, which is bradoraofthehorde@gmail.com. My secondary email, songsorrowstudios@gmail.com. So if anyone wants to shoot me an email, there's that. In-game, they can find me on Wormrust Accord or Draka and just whisper Bradora.
You could just go to 2 Moons and scream out her name and /yell until she responds.
Hangs out at right?
That's another idea.
So now you know what Fraz is going to be doing tonight.
After we
He's going to be professing his love for... If you've seen some of the artwork she has posted on these pages, he very well might stalk her for the rest of the night. Because she's got a lot of great stuff posted. I can't lie.
What's the window closest to your room? No.
Wow, you went there.
Right there.
Good thing I'm on the third story.
Good thing.
I'll work my way up there. I ain't scared.
Careful. She keeps a Thunder Fury underneath your pillow.
Oh.
Don't be spreading out my secrets.
No, as long as she stays a blood DK, I'll stay away.
Oh, good.
I don't like.
That's
I don't
because she'll
blood
stomp
DKs.
on you, yeah.
Oh, don't even get me started. Oh.
Briador, ask him why he doesn't like blood DKs.
Why don't you like blood DKs?
Because they're not for my opinion, they're not for PvP. I don't see what the use of them is in PvP.
What, you don't like going up against someone where it takes 7 alliance to kill me?
Well, no, in arena, I don't like
my
playing.
Girl. That's my girl.
No one wants to do arenas with me, even though I spent all my honor points getting geared. I'm fully geared in PvP, and now I just want to grind Conquest, and no one wants to grind Conquest with me.
Ooh, well, because I won't even play with Spamberger if he's on.
Right, and we can't even go together because what the hell are we going to do with two DKs on the scene?
Yeah,
Make the other two cry?
Hey, we went up against 2 DKs and we lost.
No, 2 DKs can be serious if they're Unholy or Frost, but Blood to me is just...
one was Blood and one was Unholy, and we lost.
What?
That's okay. I've got an
don't you remember that?
I have never lost to 2 DKs, ever.
That's all right. You lose to the two of us.
He's lying.
If I have a healer, I will sign to enough. I will CC you.
Friza, I don't even need a second
I just need a healer. I just need a healer.
I don't need a healer. I'll just beat you one-on-one.
Well, this week's
guys,
breakdown.
You guys can fight it out. You guys can fight it out all you want.
To all the people out there who are listening, I want to see you guys online. I want to play with you guys. It'll make my day. I'm officially giving out like 59. What is it? 59 gold. Let's say 59 gold for a free run through any LFR.
You can.
Maybe I'll make a tiny little profit at that low rate. I'm serious. I'll do it really. If anyone actually asks me in game, send me a whisper. We're not on Mercy Court. We're on Proudmoore. Just send a whisper to Spamberger, man. I'm easy enough to find. I'm constantly spamming broadcasts to like everybody on my friends list. So you guys
and you can also find it at I Eat Spambergers.
It's Twitter at I Eat Spambergers.
What about our page, guys?
Yes, and how can we get a hold of you, Mass?
No, our main page, like our PWNcast page. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, you can check out our Facebook page at Facebook/PWNcast or our Twitter page at PWNcast with an S at the end of it. You can find Friza at Friza the Mage. You can find me, Eli, on Facebook at Eliada the Priest. And Mass, how can we find you?
Find me. I'm a dark rogue. I live in the shadows.
Just
I'm a giant cow that heals.
He's gonna do that. What's that thing that rogues do? They throw that cloak on themselves or something, and you can't enter that little circle. What is that?
Shadow.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Right on. Well, guys, check out our Facebook page. If you guys have any questions for us, please send them to our Facebook page until we get ourselves a website. Tune in next week. Hopefully we can get ourselves a really cool guest on here for PvP or maybe for lore. So from all of us here at PWNcast, and thank you, Bradora, for coming on, we bid you guys adieu.
Hello.
Hello? Did we lose Ben?
Oh, he started music.
What's the music for? Is this something we do now? Makes me want to eat Chinese food. think at the end of the song it should be like, break yourself upon my body.
Better than end music is end music with like random phrases.
Yeah, I don't. That just tripped me out, man. I think he went to the restroom.
I think Eli's cursing us out right now for ruining his Chinese waiting room music.
You guys are horrible.
I don't know if that's what he's supposed to be doing right now.
Well, I firmly believe Mr. Pandora is the most racist expansion to any game I've ever seen, ever heard. In all of my life, I'm playing. If there's a game with more than 3 rules, I'll play it. And I swear I've walked around looking in like the capital cities at the names floating above people's heads of some of the pandas, and they're some of the most most racist names I've ever seen. Like Kung Fui and what was your guy? Your shaman? What was his name? Say it.
Something wrong?
No, he's
You pay now.
He's got a shaman name. You pay now. Which I nearly peed myself when he told me he named his student. You pay now. You pay now. I can't even say it without screaming it at him.
It's true. That's like my only bad memory of dealing with an Asian guy. I went to a store. I was in a mall. I was a mall rat. And we went into the store with money in our pocket and with the ability to buy clothes, and we were checking out the clothes. And he just did not like us in that store. And never mind, no one else was in there. No one else was in there to buy anything. But no, we were in there. We had money. We were gonna buy something, and he's like, you pay now. You leave. You pay now. And I was like, screw you, bro. We're trying to find something. No, you leave now. I was like, whatever. God. So I walked out, and that's my bad experience with an Asian guy. And so I remembered that when I was making a panda.
You still get therapy.
I know. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I shouldn't have done it. I feel guilty, but whatever.
My experience in Mr. Pandora is, oh my god, I can't believe how racist people are when it comes to naming pandas. Yeah.
Yeah, like my other guy, he's some dumb guy.
Yeah, see what I mean? It's not called for.
Yeah, it's sad. But can you imagine how much fun they'd have if they put like a Mexican race in there? Oh, I would love it. There's so many fun names for that.
I can already hear some racists like, it's the Hosen.
It's the Hosen. That's terrible.
No, I think the racists would be the Morlocks. A bunch of short workers, always on the ocean fishing, and it's just, yeah. I don't know.
That's why they never talk.
I know, they're speaking Spanish.
Well, I mean, there are some obvious.
We're not racist at all.
No.
Yeah, we're hitting them all tonight.
For whatever reason, because it's orcs and blood elves and pandas and whatever, they like. I think it's kind of obvious that amongst the horde, that the blood elves are like the bad seed to all the other ones, but yet like 52% of the people who play horde play as a blood elf. You know what I mean? But like amongst all the other races, they're like, I mean, the blood elf male, one of his like slash sillies is, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? And I think it's one of the most like effeminate, is that the word? Effeminate things I've ever seen in a video game in my entire life. Is the wrist, the limp wrist of the blood elf male.
When you're on Proudmoore, he says something a little extra. No, I'm just kidding.
Something else, yeah.
Proudmoore is the LBGT friendly server.
We like it that way. I mean, it's a good place to be.
We're accepting of all types.
Yeah,
bring your young, bring your old.
My boyfriend's theory with blood elves is there's females and then there's anorexic bitches.
Yes, females and there's anorexic bitches. Oh my! See, that's what I mean. If there was one like quote Polish race of all the horde races, I think it would be the blood elf, because they're kind of like the the effeminate race, like you said, the what did you say? Twig bitches.
Anorexic bitches.
Oh, sorry. Anorexic, not twig. Oh, the after show is more fun than the
So I have a question.
show.
I have a
Are
question.
we playing? Can we get on the server and actually like
I
do
have a
something?
question.
Oh,
Don't you guys have to
go
be
ahead.
level 90 to get into the Timeless Isle?
Yes. No.
Yes, of
Yes.
course you.
There's a
You
level
have-
10 here right now.
No.
No,
As
they
long as
can
you have a
get summoned
portal,
there.
you're in.
They can get ported there from
Yeah.
like a friend who's like
You know
a
what would
warlock.
happen if you brought your level 10 to the Timeless Isle? You would die.
Within like 30 seconds.
In seconds, yeah, you're gonna die. I brought my brand new,
You're gonna
my out
poo
fresh
aggro.
out of the box boosted 90 over there. They died.
You're gonna poo aggro from a loose rabbit on the floor.
Yeah, a rabbit will kill you out there. Yeah, he's gonna die. Are you in Timeless? I'm gonna go meet you. Oh,
Hey, I have a
Frank
question.
is on.
I have a question in the shop. The level 90 character boost. Is that only one?
You can, if you got $60 to spend, baby, you can have as many as you want.
That's what I'm wondering. I
That's
like to get
dangerous, isn't it? You can
It
have one
is.
of each class.
Either
If
you can
want.
get
You
one
have
of
two
these,
each class.
or you can get a girlfriend. I can't figure out which one I want.
Hey, I got a butt in here. I'm gonna go watch a movie with the wife. So
someone
I wanna
reattached
say-
the call because it's gonna
I
dump
wanna
every one of us.
say, yeah, when I go, everybody goes. But I want to say thank you, Bedora, for coming on. Sorry if we were a little weird,
No.
but
Or a lot weird.
hopefully, yeah, our show's got a little hair on it. That's for sure. But
Ain't that the truth?
but we have a blast, and we all barely made it tonight. So I think that's awesome that we were still able to pull this whole thing
Go,
together. Try to get somebody else on this show.
Another name.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
No, we did good. I don't have to edit that much, except for the whole end, because all you guys did was talk during my music.
He doesn't know about the music because he.
We didn't know. It was like,
I was on mute and I was
I
screaming.
knew
I was
it.
like,
I
shut
knew
up!
you were like cursing.
Shut up!
I was muted as well, and I was just laughing as he's giving
okay.
a commentary on it.
I'll just put the other music over it and let it go.
Oh,
But it's all good.
that's
No worries.
fantastic.
I might even leave it in. That's cool. But
No,
I gotta
you can't
go.
leave it because
So,
you guys are freaking racist. That's why. Because you guys are panda
Is it
racists.
now? Did you turn it off, or are we still recording?
we're still recording.
It's like all of a
So-
sudden he gets quiet.
And I don't know what mythic rating is.
Mythic rating? You don't know what mythic rating
I
is?
do not.
Good God. Well, they
Should I give him the short version?
No, let me give him the short version. Let me give him the short version. So basically, it's for like all the people who are like really, really elite, and they can get together and be elite by themselves, and nobody else is going to be able to do that. End of story.
Nobody.
End of story.
available.
There's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say because it is like going to be the hardest version of the game possible.
None of us are going to see the inside of
No,
Mythic.
none of us are going to do this because it's insane. So anyway, that's like the new heroic, the better heroic. That's why it's called mythic because it's a myth. You can't do it. So anyway,
I do like that.
that's the end of that.
This isn't now, right?
No, this is coming up in 6.0.
Oh, they're rolling it out. They're rolling it out in the end of 5.4. They're going to put Mythic Siege of Agramar before it releases. See, it's starting already.
Okay, calm down. Oh, do we lose Brandora?
I'm still here.
Oh, she's giggling in the background.
Do we scare you away yet? Holy
Not yet.
cow.